Hey GPS fam, it's Nick here with another community showcase. Before we get into that, take a second to subscribe, like this video, and share it with your friends. It helps us keep making cool content like this. Now, let's get into the video. Hey guys, it's Nick again from GPS. We got another showcase coming at you live right now. Today's guest is Backyard Barbecue Paradise. Ron Hennessy is his name. And barbecue's his game here. So what's up, Ron? Thanks for, taking time out of your day and all that kind of stuff. For the people, that may not follow you on Instagram yet or don't know who you are, tell us a little bit more about yourself.
Well, my name is Ron Hennessy. I live in Southern California, Temecula area. They call it wine country. Just work, full-time dad, husband. Do what I do. Just built the passion of grilling. Over the years, it's not real something that came to me always.
Yeah. Cool. You talk about being a full-time dad and stuff. Just want to give your daughter, late happy birthday from GPS to her. I saw your post yesterday, so
appreciate it.
Tell us a little bit more about, because the last guy that we had on, Trompo King, I'm sure you heard of him.
Yes.
And his son Pit Boss Gabe, full-time dads, Chuck's Flavor Train's a dad, Smoke Rugged's a dad. Sable's Table, is a dad of a dog, a four-legged kid, he called it. So, tell us a little bit more about, balancing, like you said, you have your job, you have the barbecue stuff, you have your family, Tell us a little bit more about balancing all that and, like how you manage to deal with all that.
Well, a lot of it is weekly mealtime prep. I lay out the food from our deep freezer, go it through. The Saturday and Sunday, I do all my bigger cooks. And then I use that for lunches during the week. Like I did chicken breast over the weekend. I use chicken breast, use seasoning, sliced it, smoked it, and then slice it on the slicer. So that helps through the meal preps for lunchtime sandwiches for the kids. I do a lot of quick cooks during the week because I work early in the morning, get off in the afternoon, kind of rest, but I want to eat dinner with the family. So it has to be something real quick.
Exactly.
Through, have that family time because I got to go to bed early. So
exactly.
So it's a lot of leftovers. I've seen a lot of the guys doing the showcases before where leftovers are a big part of the game because it's quick, but being creative on it too.
Yeah, can add a lot of stuff to these leftovers.
Yes.
Smoke Rugged was talking about, adding the blueberry cream cheese to stuff he's had for like 1 or 2 days. So keeping it fresh and keeping it new is something that's, definitely important for barbecue game. So I saw on your, Instagram and stuff, like all the different, kind of brands that you trust and all that, specifically the Rainier Foods, spice, collection and all that. What is, what is your basis for picking out companies to support and companies to use? Is it kind of, just whoever reaches out or, do you do research? What's kind of been your thing, whether it's Black Diesel gloves, Rainier Foods, thermometers, all that kind of stuff?
I like supporting small companies because we all got started somewhere. I work for a big company, but I like supporting small companies and because they need to get started in this groundwork, especially today in corporate America, where they're focused on, obviously all companies are focused on profits, but focus on the family oriented, get started from the ground up. They treat their employees great and it's a family oriented company. So that's kind of what I look for in trying to support the small companies.
Awesome. One thing, that a lot of our other showcase guests have talked about has been, the increase in meat price and all the challenges that come along with that while trying to pursue something, that you love and all that. But, so how are the prices down in California? Is there anything like any specific companies you can give out so other members of the community know what to look for in their meat?
I honestly shop at the grocery stores. I don't have a meat market that I go to. I'd like to find one to be able to connect with.
Yeah.
But I shop at my local grocery market. And I know the butcher pretty well to where they'll give me some good slices of meat.
Yeah.
I go straight to the butcher, not the prepackaged stuff.
Gotcha.
And I honestly, I buy in bulk. I got a body freezer and I have a vacuum sealer that I seal it away. So when prices do go up and fluctuate, I already have something on hand.
Yeah, you have your stock behind. So let's go through like your average cook. I mean, I've seen this, the last food post you did here was the beef dip sandwich for hump day on Wednesday.
Yes.
Take us through, that process, what that was like, challenges that come with cooking something like that and all that kind of stuff.
All right. Well, that Wednesday cook, it was planned. I started on Tuesday. I did the dry rub, seasoned it overnight, let all the meat, basically soak in that flavors of the coffee rub and go-to seasoning that I used by Renair Foods. When I came home, I got the smoker. I did help the kids with the homework, and then my youngest, and started up the Weber kettle. I didn't use the smoker. Started the Weber kettle for indirect heat because I wanted to do that reverse sear. Put it on the meat. I used the Kingsford and used some pecan wood chips. Put on the meat on the indirect side. Had my meat thermometer in it, just regulated. Once it hit 135, took it off, let it rest, let the juices kind of settle, then cranked up the heat on the kettle and basically seared it 1 minute per side, pulled it off, let it rest again, just to get that juices to seize up. Sliced it up, it really thin, a lot. I do some slicing, but my wife, I got to give her credit. She does. We got an airport right behind me. Well, it's
all right.
And my wife does a lot of the slicing as well while I finish up cleaning. And I had a pot of beef broth. And so whatever juices flowed out of the meat, I added that to the beef broth. And that's what was our au jus.
Cool.
Turned out pretty spectacular.
It did. I saw that. I watched the video, 2 or 3 times sitting here at work, and I'm like, oh man, what I would do for that right now.
Yeah.
This video is powered by Golden Protective Services, the industry leader in restaurant safety products. Not only does Golden Protective provide awesome services for restaurant safety programs, but their products can be used in a variety of settings, such as tattoo shops, home cooking, landscaping, automotive, and more. Visit GPS Gloves today so you can grab a pair of gloves and see for yourself why they are everyone's favorite glove company.
That's another new addition to our menu.
Yeah, it's got to be. That's like another thing that, as like we've been starting to showcase stuff and we sit down and talk to people, it's something that the barbecue community loves doing and talking about is the process behind it all. Because, before I started working here at GPS, I just thought, like people that barbecued, they just threw meat on there, threw some seasonings on that, and that's whatever. But like diving deeper and talking to, people like you and people that make up the community as well, it's, it's very much an art form, just as like an artist has their paintbrush, their pencils, erasers, all that, like you guys need all your stuff too. So
absolutely
that, I see that, and it's like a great thing to see, all the different parts coming together, making masterpiece. And I think that's, something that keeps the barbecue community so strong is you guys can share the art of it all, which I think is really, really cool.
Yeah. I learned, when I first started, I gotta be honest, when I first started grilling, it was in a upper level of our condo. I was burning hockey pucks. I'm sorry, burgers. That turned into hockey pucks. And I learned a lot from my brother-in-law just watching him. He actually got me into the passion of the different styles. And then I kind of took it upon myself and learned and just trial and error. And then the barbecue community, I learn from Instagram because I used to be a Twitter guy. I used to just send food to people via text message. And this guy said, hey, why don't you go on Instagram? That's what I see all the time. So that's how my page actually got started.
Cool.
Just by someone telling me, do it. And just learning from people, like, nonstop. I got a lot of people that I look up to just to try, and I got a list of things that what to try, because just expanding my taste, I was very sheltered on what I tasted, you know what I mean? So going through the processes of, like you said, learning on different processes, I'm still learning. Every day I'm looking up, let me try that sometime. So sorry to go on a tangent.
No, that's good, because it lines up kind of with like the next talking point here is, like I said before, like we interviewed Pit Boss Gabe and his dad, Trompo King. And that's something that Pit Boss Gabe, talked about a lot about when I asked him like how to get started and, challenges, being a young kid. And he was like just trying different things and like knowing that when you first start, not everything's going to be pretty. So that's cool that, it doesn't end, you're always constantly learning and growing, from someone his age. I think he's like about 12, 13, 14. And then, all that he's going to keep like understanding that when you start out helps you, or it seems to help you, in the long run when you're, at the stage that you're at. So that's cool to see, the connection through generations, not just a novice problem or a beginner, but someone like you that's been doing it for a little bit now, still struggles with the same things. So that's really cool to hear that kind of stuff.
Absolutely.
So moving on, away from the barbecue stuff here, see that you're an avid ASU Sun Devils fan. Did you grow up, in Arizona, or is it something, you've always been a part of, or tell us a little bit more about that?
I did grow up in Arizona. I was born and raised in Phoenix. I lived there 6 years, but I always say I was born into a Sun Devil family. My parents had tickets. I had a Sun Devil onesie when I was a baby. That's always been my following. Mainly the football side. I'm starting to get into the basketball and just watching all their sports.
Gotcha.
Got a big game tomorrow, so
cool.
Keep that Pac-12 South going.
Exactly. Aside from barbecue, what are, other hobbies you have, other interests? You mentioned being a full-time dad. I'm sure that, entails a lot. But, is there anything else but barbecue, or is barbecue kind of, like your main thing that keeps you going?
Honestly, I work 40 hours, and that's kind of, I'm a shop steward at work, so I kind of deal with work on and off the job. Cool. Hanging out with the friends, family, neighbors, enjoying life away from work, but I call it backyard barbecue paradise. We got barbecues back here. I'm under.
It looks like a paradise back there for sure.
Palm trees that the neighbor has, and then our palm trees. So honestly, I come back here and just kind of zone out. But I'm always grilling or just listen to the radio. During the summer, we had to pull up, so we're just chilling.
Yeah, it's a good way to be. Sometimes you need that escape. From a 40-hour work week, and having like an area like you do that's green and warm. You can't take advantage of that. I mean, GPS, like the location we're at right now is up in Ohio, and I think it's probably about it's like 45 to 50 degrees right now. Rain. I haven't seen the sun in a couple of days, but you know what? It's how it is.
So. You can see it's nice and sunny. It's about 70. So
wow,
we're gonna hit 6 today.
Cool. So before we go out here, is there any words of advice you can give to people that will be listening to our podcast on Spotify or, watching it live on YouTube? What are some things that you can tell the rest of the barbecue community?
Just try and keep at it. And wherever your inspiration follows, go for it. I wanted to mention that this barbecue thing that I'm doing actually inspired me to want to go to culinary school. Cool. In the next semester. I'm looking into it just because I've developed a passion for cooking, not only on the barbecue, but inside. And I know how to cook, but I want to know the scientifics. So whatever your passion is, follow it. It doesn't have to be barbecue. Just do what drives you. And if it drives you to be successful in another opportunity, do it. So that's what I think.
Awesome. That's great advice. Yeah, so, signing off here, we want to thank you again for giving us your time. I mean, we all understand, the 40-hour work week and the grind of it all. So I understand it's hard to like carve out time for, things that aren't like relaxation and stuff like that. So from GPS to Backyard Barbecue Paradise, thank you so much for opening up your schedule for us.
And no problem. Love your product.
Yeah. Get some rest, and go Devils and go Ohio State Buckeyes.
Outstanding.
All right, Ron. I'll see you. Have a good one.
See you later. Bye.
Thanks for watching, everyone. If you'd like this video, drop a like, subscribe, and share with your friends. If you or someone you know has a story to tell and wants to be entered on our show, shoot us a DM on Instagram or TikTok, and we'll be in touch. Till then, catch all you glove gangsters next time.